Yay! Creature Realms is back. I know it's all spontaneous and everything. What's Creature Realms? All we talk about all kinds of things creature. We're creatures too, but mostly the animal kingdom, cryptids, phenomenons. Today we're talking about the bear energy. Now, when I think of bear, I know somebody right here who is my guest today. You want to introduce yourself? Speaking of bear energy.
I am the multidimensional muse.
Yes.
And my name
And
is Lee. I've definitely had my adventures with bear, that's for sure. Bear is one of my main totem animals. I do spirit animal readings, and part of my totem is my main totem animal is bear. So I had an experience that I shared with you about that, if you want me to share that.
oh, we are going to share that. We're going to go there. That's why I wanted to have you because um, I've been thinking about how we experienced the equinox given there was retrogrades. So I was like, if I was a bear, fully revved up, fucking hungry, even spring, and it's retrograding. I mean, what is that like to them? How do they experience it? Because here we're like, the bear's been hibernating, right? So it's time to get bulk now. They did the lean and the hibernation to restore a most ferocious, can be ferocious beasts of them all. They're big. They're the bigger the animal. Wow, can you imagine how big the energy they contain? So I'm just like thinking on the yoga mat. See my yoga after yoga hair fabulous. Thinking, wow, I wonder what they feel like. Did they go like, hey man, what's up? And how come that person's not talking to me? Do they go through that? Like, what's with them, Or I'm just wondering. So I want to kind of tap into that on my end after you share your story. Um, but I know I have quirky thoughts like that. But seriously, does people ever think like, what do the animals vibe when things are retrograding? Because it flips out everybody else. And
Yeah.
the important retrograde here was the Venus retrograde with the Venus star point. What is the name you have for it?
Venus in Kazemi.
Oh, that's all. So if it's in retrograde, I said, hey man, if Venus is about what you're attracting, like it's all about your heart, your beauty, your health, and it's monies, but it's bigger than that. And then where you have it placed, and what house, and blah blah blah. It gets real technical, but bottom line is like what I was seeing on the card table. I was like, wow. What made me think of the bear is that during this time, this card, I love reading the Lenormand. This card kept coming out on the table, which is the bear. It's a polar bear. Nevertheless, it's a bear. We'll be sharing more of our card images because us, it's going to involve some reading afterwards, some tarot, an oracle from Shawnee over here. Um, and I'm like, they're like questioning it. It's because you're the bear, you're waking up. People are choosing them. But you have to like really reevaluate, really go and reconnect back inside. It was hibernation time. And when you come back from retrograde, like it's kind of like, we're revved up. I know. Don't you feel revved up, like anticipating or whatever? And it's like, no, hold on a little bit. Really make sure before that Venus star point portal closes. I don't even know where she's going to be next year. I just like to be surprised and vibe with it. So, anyways, if anyone out there can vibe to that, I mean, even your animals, don't you like if you have cats or dogs, don't you see them go through things during these retrogrades? Do you? Does your
Yeah.
cat freak out or anything? Or she just flip you off like, all like she's gangster and everything?
She's
Like she's your pimp, or is she what's been going on with your cat? Because you have a
she's
black
like
cat
all kinds
too.
of, oh man, she's got like all kinds of attitude and she's like in this very entitled energy. You're gonna feed me and you're gonna feed me now.
Yeah, but is she always that way? Or is she
Uh,
go through cycles where she's like a little kitty?
yeah, she goes through cycles. But like I noticed that she's not herself over the past little while, that's for sure. A little bit more
She's
sad.
so it's these fucking humans would just like do what they're supposed to. Damn. Oh, and I can be, what I mean? That's like their way of like, well, we can't help it. They're high healers.
Yeah.
I have Reiki master kitties next door. Oh my God, I do. I'm so believer in that one.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. My cat
Same.
regulates my energy. For sure she does.
So, anyways, this bear. All right. I love the story that you shared because things like this happen in the spiritual realms, whether it be ceremony, meditation, or whatever medicine journey. It could be with breathing. It could be in all different types of modalities that you can tap into that world. But if that would have happened to me, I don't think I don't know what would have happened to me. I mean, I would have just played dead. That's what they say with the possums. But I think it applies to the bears too. I mean, I'd be like, don't breathe and fall over. And I'm like, so to embody that, and then, well, yeah, then everybody fears what? The serpent. And that's what I embody. And they're like, oh, fuck, no, man, I'm scared of snakes. Like, it's not like that. She's not like that, but she is, but she's not like that. They're big energy, but it's like it came to you for a reason because you can contain it. You know,
It's definitely at
I
a time I needed it too, though. I really definitely needed that energy at that time of my life. Like, so when she came, it was a perfect time.
so I'm gonna sip on this brew. Oh, okay. That's what I'm gonna hold here. I'm starting to use some stones here on the table to add decor to the cards. My first encounter with falling in love with any bear was Winnie the Pooh. Now, my Winnie the Pooh had a little jingle bell in his ear, and all he came with was a little red bib thing. Yeah, and it said Pooh. Dude, I hang on to that till he had like one eyeball. He was all like me. He was like fucking mangy. He was atrophied, dude. I would not let that fucking bear go. No, I used to scream. You can ask my older cousins. That's no joke. I used to really freak out if he wasn't with me. I guess that was like kids with their blanket or whatever. No, I was Pooh Bear, man. Anyhow, this is not about Pooh Bear.
This is not Pooh Bear.
So I'm going to sip on this brew and you can take it away.
All
Check
right.
out this bear story.
Okay, so at a time in my life when I was wanting to work on my sobriety, I had all my children were quite young at the time, so I left my children at home with my husband and I journeyed to BC, a province away, with a friend of mine. We went to a medicine wheel And we went when we were at the medicine wheel. It was a healing. It was a week of healing. So we went into a sweat lodge the second day that we were there. And as I'm laying inside the sweat lodge, I think that this was the second time that I had ever been inside of a sweat lodge. So as I laid in the sweat lodge, I think it was around the fourth round. I was laying close to the ground, and all of a sudden, I got a whiff of something. And it wasn't necessarily a very, it was a very pungent odor. And at the time, I had never been around a bear, so I didn't know what a bear smelled like. But this was not a very, it wasn't a very nice smell. So it was a very pungent odor. Then all of a sudden, I felt a presence behind my head, and it was a big energy. And I laid there, and all of a sudden, something started sniffing at the back of my neck, around my neck area, around my hair. And I felt its breath on the back of my neck. And I froze. I froze. It was a very profound experience. And after I had come out of the sweat lodge, I had some time to kind of sit with that experience, with why the bear had come to me. And I settled upon knowing that she came to loan me the strength that I needed to walk the path of sobriety that I was wanting to embark on. So, um, my intuition told me that this bear was a guardian spirit, was there to help me on my journey, and was going to give me strength, and had basically was telling me that I was going to experience the healing that I wanted, that she was going to walk with me and be with me. And it was a very profound experience. Like it uh it wasn't
Was
the it
it
was the first experience I ever had, like with a spirit animal actually coming to me. So it was pretty intense.
was it one of these sweats where you're in the complete dark and you can't see anybody?
Yes.
How close were you to the next person? Was it intimate or was it crowded? How big was it?
There were maybe, five or six people. It was pretty intimate. It was a small,
Wow,
there
that's
is a small
cool.
group. Yeah. So people weren't lying really close to me. I was kind of laying off by myself. So yeah, it was,
And this is purely with nothing altered, correct? It's just you went in,
yeah.
no, nothing else, just raw, just you
Yeah.
and your
And
body,
no,
and okay, let's go and do this.
yeah. So my
Oh, well, I
experience,
know what they, I know what they are. I mean, I experienced maybe a handful in Hawaii with the stones. It's so fucking awesome. It's awesome. Uh, I was pregnant, of course, so I had dibs where the door is. Cause fuck you, man. I have the dibs to the door. I don't know. Nuh-uh. He honored that though. They took care of me and I'm like when I said because I said so. So you're in the dark. I mean, I know you can't gauge time when you're in there because it seems like fucking forever between rounds. Was this like how many rounds did you do? Or did
we
it
were
happen the first round, second round?
It was in, I think, around the third or the fourth round. We were there all day long. It was an all day ceremony. Like I couldn't believe how long we had been in the sweat lodge by the time that we came out. It had been hours that we had been in there, and I didn't realize how long we were in there. Yeah, time
It's
definitely,
crazy.
yeah, but it was about the fourth round when the bear came in.
And then they give you permission if you want to come out.
Yes, you take breaks between each
Yeah, but what
round.
that's how come I wanted to, you can't gauge what time it is, but
Mm-mm.
how long are the rounds, would you say? Are they an hour over
I'd
that?
say I'd say between a half an hour to an hour for each round.
Yeah, that's normal. Okay.
Yeah.
So it that's normal-ish, but what if somebody has to come out and it's not time for the break? Are they weird
I
about that? Did they or nobody needed that?
No, not during my experience of when
Neither
I've
with
been in
me
it.
either.
Yeah, I've never experienced somebody needing to leave the sweat lodge. I believe that people are allowed to leave if they want to, but it's not necessarily a good thing for people to step out of this, like to break the ceremony, as far as I
Oh
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like you gotta honor like some people freak
Yeah.
and they get all anxiety or who knows, maybe they're having a real issue. Who knows, you know? I was just wondering. I've never had that happen with mine where let's say come I said, I have dibs right here, man. But I did fine because why? Well, I'm already
There was
fire ready. You know, I was good with it. And people are like, are you sure? Because I was pregnant. And I'm like, yeah, she's cool. She's a fire baby. Yeah, she's a fire baby. She's born in a fire sign too.
Yeah. Well, there
It
was a
was
lady who was
fine.
in the sweat with me during that experience who was actually purging quite intensely. Like, she went there for some health problems that she was having.
Mhm.
So she was purging quite intensely, but she didn't leave the sweat lodge.
See, I mean, if you just allow yourself to just, that's most of what I think is that when you allow to whatever's starting to come up, it gets very uncomfortable. You know, you just have to, you just allow yourself to surrender. What can you do? Well, you
Mm-hmm.
can, you have a choice because that's how come I asked. Was it a circle where it was just that? Because I know of sweats where it's not that. I've all over the map. You know me. It's like psychedelic Kelly. Like I wonder what it's like to do this with that. And I had a bear of a Padrino that yeah, he pushed the boundaries a lot. That's how come I got along with him. You know, like I was part of that little tribe there that I saw here and there, the regulars maybe once in a while. But I'm still like I'm looking at the bear images here because we're going to share our card images soon. But I'm just like because I know how a sweat is, right? You're in the dark and you hear all these like breaths, and you're not like by yourself. But it's all part of like the circle. Like, but it is to live in the cave, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is that bear alone? Is he really alone in that cave? He probably has a little bit of allies in there sharing the space, maybe. You know, that's just a big energy. But it's kind of like that. You know, like when I'm in circle as well, ceremony, it's like all that I hear, the noises, everything that's going on, it kind of sounds like the jungle. Doesn't even sound it doesn't even sound human anymore. One more question about this sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Is it in silence?
Yes, we everyone was quiet throughout the sweat.
Yeah, no drumming, nothing like
No.
that, no chanting. It was just silent.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty tough because you have to really be with yourself. You have
Yeah.
to be with it, man. You're like, damn, I don't get no drum, no sad music. No. Okay. No one's gonna like sing like an angel in here. No, I don't think so. Maybe afterward, you know, after we get together and share or whatever. That's tough. Anything that's like done like that in the dark and there's no music and it's just like that. I'm such a deep then. I love being, I've always had like, I'm like sound or I can be in a blindfold though. I'm phenomenal for that, being the blindfold thing. But yeah, the silent ones where I've done that, like certain things in silent, that's like, whoa, it's a lot different than being sang to.
Yeah.
They're having nice sounds and stuff. No, such as the there, you must go pretty deep in the depth of that ground to tune everybody out. So it's appropriate, but that still would have freaking God, I don't know. I don't know. Because you do, that's one of those things I don't know if I would have what I've done, but something breathing down my neck. Oh no. I would have thought, oh fuck, it's a werewolf. It's just a vampire. Not a bear, right? It didn't roar or anything, it just breathed on you like that.
Yeah, it was just sniffing around the back of my neck and letting me know that she was there. She was, her presence was known.
Wow, so she didn't smell like her scent was like cedarwood
No,
forest.
no, it was a strong, pungent odor.
It wasn't
She didn't smell so fresh.
it wasn't fairy dust pine.
No,
No?
definitely not.
Oh shit then. Damn.
I
Yee.
didn't know beer
Wow.
smelled that way. I had no idea.
So I guess they didn't have she didn't have breath like honey either, huh?
No. No. And hot breath, like man, when there's a bear breathing down your neck, you feel that breath. Like my hair was moving. My hair was moving when she was breathing on my neck.
Imagine how much heat they radiate out.
Wow, and yeah, it's amazing.
They're
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, they are.
I've
And a
never come in
spirit bear,
contact with one. Hmm?
the energy of a spirit bear, I don't know how different it is from like a real bear because I've never really encountered a real bear, but the energy of a spirit bear is like very all encompassing. It's very and you know that it's a very strong presence. Like you know it's there. You feel it.
Yeah. Too, man. And, yeah, there was no smudge in there either, huh? Wow. Oh man, I could just hear my dad. I had a dad that always had these one-liners, and he would always say, "There's a bear shit in the woods."
My dad used to say it all the time too.
Must have been like the generation that was the phrase. They used the bear. That was interesting. They also say, "Don't poke the bear."
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, we understand that.
Yeah.
I would think, you know, think we all can relate. So when well, depend, here's what, as you know, as a professional card reader yourself, uh, that, one card doesn't do it. And then, like, if you're doing a full reading, it really will depend what's near it, next to it, the vibe, what we're tuning into, what you're channeling, all kinds of stuff. It's not like, get the book. So, anyways, they all have different vibes and they're all the same card system. I have four here. When I see the bear, though, this is like someone that will fully to, if you don't think this person is that, maybe sometimes they think they are or not. If you don't think that person is this, and it shows up on the card table, it's someone that will fully defend to the highest what they love and care about the most.
Hmm.
That's the bear. It's the boss. It's the don't fuck with mama bear.
Hmm.
I don't care how big, how small, who male, female, I don't care who they are. It's a real boss, not aggressive either. Unless this is just like if you tap in just to the card alone.
Hmm.
Who very much need is that. They're more like, it doesn't stand for family so much sometimes, but usually when I see this card on the table, they've got family, or it's they have like some kind of work crew or tribe or whatever, and they're still kind of the leader, the
Hmm.
boss lady, the boss man, the boss. Kids get this on my kids and minors that I give reading to get the bear. Good job, parents. Good job. That's because they stand for themselves too. They're bold.
Hmm.
They don't like hang out like and try and hide out like with like Bigfoot. They'll just go right up to your fucking car and move it, man. Like, oh, you got anything in there, man? They're gangster.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one in person?
Yeah, I've seen one I saw one back in 2016. I took a road trip and we pulled off to the side of the road because some bears were feeding on the side of the road, and I actually got a picture standing about 200 feet. I don't know how smart that was, but I took a picture by the bear.
Well, it mustn't have been a dumbass move because you're here telling us about it. The bear's all,
He was busy eating,
you
so I
know,
was like, "It's
yeah,
unsafe."
if he's eating, yeah. It's interesting. It's like someone had said to here, I don't know who said what, like I see some wild shit on YouTube, I swear. And I see a lot of horror movies as well. Out in the forest, out in the trees. But there's some real smart moves for bears, that they really like, but that's just not general. You got to remember they're higher intelligence than you need to give a fuck. If they're in a state or a mood.
Mhm.
Um, anyhow, I don't want to go into that tangent, what I see, because that's a whole other issue. That goes into cryptids. I'm wondering, like, is there a cryptid bear out there? Like I know otters and things in the sea, the obvious Bigfoot, the chupacabra. How about, is there any cryptid bear legends out there? I didn't do my homework, but I saw how come we chat so we can come up with this.
Mhm.
So if you see this and you want to comment there, be interesting what to compare notes. Because I'm going to write this down. So I'm like, bear cryptids, because reason why I ask about it is that who knew? If you tune into this podcast, last episode was about Stiffy Green. And it was about a really cute little Frenchie, or it was a couple of episodes back. And the card reading at the end it was crazy. Cards don't lie. I was like, thank you, Stiffy Green, because we can, I was like that was just worth everything that morning. So, anyways, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I wasn't saying anything.
You were like, oh, okay. So, these are like not the best. What do you call it? Sticky pad, sticky notes. This is not really. They're barely working to stick. And then my nails are like, I have bear claws sometimes. They grow like, ouch. I start filing all sharp and everything. Because, between breaks, I'm like, I almost want to keep them pretty and sharp. You don't need long ass nails or claws to get them sharp, just a little. Anyways, would you like to share the bear images? Let's go there now, right? Let's
Okay.
flow onto the imagery before we get to the reading. And I picked this stone today. I don't know it's a flowered agate.
Okay.
Oh wait, here we go. You could see it better.
Oh,
Um,
gorgeous.
it's a little cloudy, but when you shine it into the sun, each like blooming flower, you can see the crystal outline when you show it up in the sun. I fucking love this piece. And Desert Find, little thrift store, you know, good people, good vibes. Recommend the jewelry if you're into jewelry. They have some pretty interesting pieces in there, especially if you're witchy poo. Flowered agate. What does it mean? I don't know. It's pretty. It's grounding. It's clarity to me. It means like all these possibilities. And it's like to me, when I feel it and have it in my hand, I feel creativity. Do you know anything about the flowered agate? Do you know?
No, I don't know much about it. I do know that it's a grounding stone, though, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, to me, it's like it's creativity and it's like a lot, it has a little blue stuff in it. And then I just saw it in the bucket. This dude has all kinds of stones in his bucket, all random. You get here to the desert, I'll take you there. All right, you first. What you got in Bearland?
All right. The first one that I have is this is there. This is from my medicine cards by Bear and Company. And the second one that I
Classic.
have is from the Animal Guides, and this one represents how bear is sometimes represented by the cave of Brahma, which is the pineal gland. Sad image. And
Whoa.
that's from the Animal Guides by Anna.
That's
What's her last name?
Cantwell. Anna
Cantwell.
Cantwell. Mm-hmm.
Anna Cantwell. And then from which one is this one? Kim Kron's. This is the
Oh,
animal deck. This bear, in this deck, I believe bear represents awakenings and renewal.
man, that deck it covers a lot. It's
Yeah,
so good.
I love her
It's
decks.
amazing. It's really good. It's one of the best ones out there that, you know, I've seen. I don't know what I did with the boxes. Is that it?
Yes,
Oh,
those are the.
oh, okay. No, I'm just wondering, like, they're probably right in front of me. I'm like, where are the boxes? Oh, I know why. Because some of them were unboxed. Oh, okay. Well, as you know, the bear card is card 15 in the Lenormand system. Essentially, that's like that's from the Lenormand, and I already explained what that card means. So let me show you the box. So I I didn't even know this was a system. I was like, oh look, that's a pretty card. I'll get that one. And then I was like, you know how your phone tracks everything? Damn. And then I went, how come that's called Letterman? Oh, that's why. But this was my first one. But here's the thing. It's by Christopher Butler. Okay. That's bear one. Um, so what happened though, unlike Oracle and Tarot decks, I don't have that many of this system because I just don't like them. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. I'm very if you know me, I don't like words or numbers are okay, symbols are okay. Like that doesn't bother me so much. But I don't need keywords or words. I just like images. So if it doesn't have any of that, I'm like, oh, thank you. I could rest my brain because I know what this card is. Or if it's out of its own system, I still know what it is. Because, you read like me, there's no rules. I don't read books. I already showed you this one. Now, this is a beauty, let them run. This is like, see if I can, let me see. Let me adjust the light here and see if this works. No, not really. Let me let the light in. I don't have a light tech. And these are very, very high gloss, the gloss. When they're high gloss, they give like, okay, so you can see the little polar bear. And you can see, all right. And that is from this one right here. I use this a lot on my table because it's very neutral. It's very romantic. So that's by Ciro Marchetti. I
I
like
love it.
his, yeah, it's all fantasy and, you know, Renaissance fair-ish. And I don't know. He uses, to me, he uses like type imagery. Everybody likes his decks when I use them on the table because they're very neutral. You want to say that. Number 3. Okay, this psychedelic deck. Do you see the bear within the bear? Isn't that
Yeah,
beautiful?
yeah, that is the black bear.
That's like beautiful of the retrospect that the bear is when we cave. So he rejuvenates, rebuilds, you know, whatever goes on in their bird bear brains, which are big. Okay. I'm gonna start putting these back so they get all crazy here. And the last one. Now definitely this bear is transed out. I didn't show you the box with this one, but you can tell by the backs of these that it's a very psychedelic Lenormand.
Yeah.
It's not a traditional one. And actually it's by Chris Butler, the guy that I showed you the first. So he did that real like beautiful toned down and all the moon card and the sun card, everything. But this one, it's beautiful. And it doesn't have any names. Yeah, I know that's the bear. I'm looking at it. Anyways, last one.
I
Look,
love
and
that
he's all transed out. Look, he's tapping
one.
in.
Yeah.
He's all, I'm ready for this retrograde to go fucking forward. Which it had. Look at how pretty this card shows up. The other one's like, this one really showed up well.
Oh, that one's gorgeous. I love that card.
This is a grizzly. Look at the heart, the
Yeah.
mane. Kind of heart shaped, very mom, grandma vibes as far as medicine when I saw. Oh, and by the way, it's an indie deck. I know they're available on his website. It's called the Beasties Oracle. Um, Rage Create is the business name, the website name, I believe. Yeah, yeah, there it is. Rage Create. Yeah. So that's who made this deck. And the weird thing about this deck is he says that there's a hidden bee in each card, and I have not found it once. Any of the cards. And I'm like, nah, I want to know. If someone finds this, let me know. Do you see a bee in this card? No. Have fun looking for it.
Right?
I don't know. Okay. So, I was like thinking reading this. I want to end it with the reading, but questions like there's questions. Like I really want to know what's like according to the bear energy, like how did it feel when it came out of the when it hit spring? I mean, maybe there was still snow and he didn't and the bears didn't come out right away, or maybe they were like charged and they're like, hey, what the fuck happened? Maybe I'll go back. Who knows? That's a fun inquiry, right? And then, because of what's happening right now, the intensities, yeah, like, wow, there's a lot going on right now. I'm loving it because, I love the cheesiness on the table. Oh, I love it. Because that's the reality. I don't need to watch the no reality TV. Those people are on the table that I read your readings for. I mean, wow, that's going on. Sweet. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, tap in, because wow. Because I was seeing those, the same cards. The world with the sun. I mean, the devil's been popping up, the ace of the swords popping up now, but the main card of the aces is the pentacles, pentagrams. I don't know, coins, discs, whatever. No matter what deck I have, I'm going to call them how I know them. So it doesn't confuse. I'm just old school that way. They're wands, they're swords, they're cups, they're pentacles, the 5 stars. But I respect all the different versions if they're doing a deck. But if I'm talking about it, I call them by that no matter what. Oh, sound good to you? You feel like flipping some cards?
Yeah, let's do that.
Now, before we do, we're going to take a pause here so we can open and blast that third eye and say, hey, bear energy is all about that midbrain action, isn't it? So we're going to pause and take care of that. And then we'll come back and do the reading. What's going out there according to the bear brains, the bear energy? What is that medicine teaching us right now? And a little bit forward. We're going to use really cool decks too. All right, let's take a pause here for the third eye. All right. The deck I'm going to use, because we're in fire, we're still in Aries season. And you know what? There's a full moon coming out too. Ha. In Libra this time. So the deck I'm using is, because I said fire, is the Fire Tarot. And she does all the 4 seasons. And I want to get her, I always get her name flipped, but it's by Taylor Todd. So she's done an ocean deck. She's done the earth deck. This is the fire deck. That's appropriate. That's we're in fire mode since everything went down during fire season. No shit. All these eclipses and retrogrades and I mean, what didn't go on in March? Like, oh, major transitions. Yay, Happy New Year. The real New Year starts with me at the equinox.
Great.
Because
Yeah.
how could the New Year start in the middle of, I don't know. It's never made sense. The Eastern culture got that right. The Chinese New Year, or the people of Indonesia. That I want to see one day if I can, if it's possible. Is their New Year's is also in March, and they celebrate a day of silence where everything's dead. No one's outside. All the businesses are closed. No one comes out. It's dead silent. no TVs. It's just silence. That's pretty crazy. But the night before is even more wilder because that's when all the parades with the demons and shit. And they boom, boom, they bang on drums and cans. And the next day, it's like, ooh, kind of like that scene of the Ten Commandments when the Green Death comes in and it starts killing people. Not like that's what I'm talking about, but it kind of reminds me of that because everybody's like within, they're like, bro, let's just hang out and wander in silence, do a meditation of silence. That's good. I mean, when was the last time I did one of those? Like a for real intentional, like silence. We used to practice that in yoga a lot when I was doing the training. I want to make sure these cards are real shuffled because they need breaking in. So they're a really great quality card. They really are. They're beautiful. And then she sends like a cloth, which I burned 2 holes in them already. Like, damn. I
Yeah, I
did.
have
There's a burn
more
mark
holes in
there.
my glove. I do that too with mine because I'm burning my sage or my Palo Santo and ash falls on the cloth. And what can you do?
Okay. So let's see. First, what? Oh, really? Look at that. Just one flipped over. I didn't even ask. Oh, hi, Mr. Frog. Oh, look at how pretty the frog is. Oh, there's me on the yoga mat this morning in tears. Oh yeah, I was crying. I was listening to ceremony music. That always makes me cry. It's so beautiful. Okay, hey Bear. What was this like to start the journey when things are retrograding? What's going on? Tell us about that. That's question one. Anything else? Wow, I guess that's a lot to say.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's for the next question. Oh, I get what he's doing. They're all on the table. Get it. Oh, okay. What do you got? Ooh.
But that there's definitely it's seeing it as a purging. I got frog as well, purification. Trusting in the magic of life, Raven, and trusting in that inner knowing.
That's how retrograde is for that bear. Okay. So that I felt like, I mean, well, if you're a bear and you're used to certain things in the animal kingdom is say it's retrograding, not how we experience it, but just how they do, right? Because the first card is the justice upside down. He's probably going, hey, what the fuck, man? Where's my homies? Where's that meat that I usually smell or what? I don't know what they go through, but there's a 2 of cups next to it. It's so cute. But then there's a hermit. He's like, oh man, I already did that hibernation thing. I already did that already. Ah, like, remember I said there's like a break on things. Well,
Mm.
maybe perhaps it's not frustrating for them. They just go along with it because, let me see here, things are not how they seem. The balance is there. It's just not how it seems. Because we haven't lost connection. See, if this 2 of cup is next to the hermit, geez. Again, for the humanity out there, it's been about choosing self. When I asked about the bear, though, what's that mean? It's like, yeah, well, it ain't that perfect, but remember I was saying, do they go back into the cave when things aren't exactly right? Like, do they just like kind of peek and oh nah, it's not time. They go like this and they're like, I'll hit snooze. Because that's what it feels like. Um, the Two of Cup is interesting because it's represented by serpents.
Mm,
Oh, examining your connections, huh? This is of self and outside of self. So that's
mm,
what I mean with the bear energy. Like, hey, this stuff's supposed to be melted. Or, they probably go, nah, just like, they know. That's what I
mm-hmm.
mean. They kind of hit snooze because they were like, check out the justice card. That's snap. Yeah. But
Those
it's
teeth.
it's upside down going, get that revved up. But it's okay. All's well. If people don't feel that all's well, all's well. But it doesn't feel like that when you feel like your balance is upside down. It don't feel well sometimes. But in this case, well, that's because it's snake energy. That's high medicine. Yeah, here's my cups of ayahuasca right here. That's me and that with ayahuasca. Like I used to drink two of them. Yeah, I don't drink two of them anymore.
Mhm.
I love that. I don't though, because I didn't know. Like, well, you evolved. Okay, so next door to the Two of Cup though is look at how cute the hermit is. It's the land turtle, the tortoise. I like the symbol of the light.
Mm.
Well, he kind of looks crab ass, but then but that's just who he is. I mean, he's not complaining about this. He's just being a tortoise, right? But then we got the crazy seven of the cup. Oh man, people are all mixed up. I told you, he's like, hey, that used to be my stash right there. That used to be my go-to. What the hell? It's not there. It's kind of like, well, that plan didn't work. It doesn't work anymore, does it? No. Yeah, a lot of people like maybe changing physically too. There's been a lot of body stuff because when I see snake, ooh, that's no joke. That's like slam. They ain't no higher than the serpent. So people are feeling mixed up, like but they're examining their choices. That's what I mean. The Venus star point window closes as soon as that full moon hits. It's kind of like the werewolf thing, like I felt, right?
Mhm.
Oh, full moon sitting. It's time the portal closes, and then the one's opening. After that, it wanes. So, anyways, guess that bears saying just how I've been feeling on the table. Yeah, I get people are rev like, hey, and they're like, fuck, man. And then they're like, oh, I know why. Because they really need to examine. You really want this? Do you really? Not with what you really want, but in order to have what you want, people don't want to put the work in, man. I love the excuse givers and shit, right? The complainers, buck, 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 chickens, buck, buck, buck. That's what my yoga teacher used to say, that complaining and excuses are for chickens. I'm like, whoa. And she used to say that. That's where I got that from. So, next question. As the bear goes forward and realizes, oh, it ain't that bad. I'll just hang out. Yeah, I want to make sure them fish are full and fat. I want to make sure that deer's very tasty this year. I'll wait. It's good because the bear's wise. He knows the underground. anything that's underground has a very unique vibration, including serpents are of the ground, they go burrow down. So what's to come after it goes forward? What do you got, Shani? Forward as in like retrogrades for the main one that's been all crazy. Uranus is in it in the fire, and then Mercury went forward. Venus goes forward as soon as that full moon hits. Oh wow! Oh, well. Look at what we have here.
I've got
Thank you,
rebuilding.
Anna.
I've got beaver energy that we're rebuilding, building new foundations.
Oh,
Here we go.
I love it.
Our discernment. And then there's the trusting in our birthright. There's the abundance that's our birthright that's coming, and trusting that our prayers are always answered.
Yeah, interesting layout over here.
Bottom of my
Now,
deck, I've got other pathways and solutions, seeing other pathways and solutions.
hey, can you put that closer? Like, see how close you can get. Because that little dude's so fucking adorable. I love prairie dogs.
I know, me
They,
too.
man, they're master networks. Boy, do
Yes,
they have like a system.
yes.
Okay. There's one thing I need to do with this deck before I read it because this is a thing when they change, you know, feathers. I guess it's probably a sword, right? This is bones. Of course, I know it's not, it's either the sword. It's the sword. I don't have to look it up. See, I don't even know a book. I saw it at first going, wait a minute. And then I went, oh. Hey, that was a really good third eye opener, I'll tell you that. I'm like, wow. Oh, so I asked what's coming forward. The phenomenal card is here, along with another one that's popping in. The Empress, two pentacle, Ace of Pentacle, the Four of Sword. So, meaning that's the time is the fertile time. That's the time that it's best that we all, we're revving. I know we are, but we're going to understand because there's two cards that have twos. Was the cup and the pentacles here. So there's double twos here, which is 1111 if you laid it out. I mean, for those people that like those numbers, if it resonates with you, if it aligns. Okay, want to see how sweet this Empress card is. Interesting that like her prima over here was upside down, but look at who's queen. Ooh, look at it. Now she's upright. Look at what she has in her mouth. Oh, yeah. I know you went there. Yeah, it looks like some things on my table. It's very familiar, but that's right. That's big dick energy.
Yeah.
That's right. I told you these animal know. The animal kingdom knows what's up. My hands are shaking because I'm laughing. Aw, look, but she's smileys. She's holding the heart with the key, but look at the symbol, the mom, the Venus, the nurturer. Very fertile time, people. So, hello. I saw that 2 cup over there, but there was a 7 cup warning, like, hey, it's just a warning over here. But no, I already channeled there. But look at how cute she is. Let me check out these plants. The hell is that? They look like some cacti, but damn, they look like they'd be pretty tripping if you made them into tea, man. They look like give you one hell of a journey. And she's like, yeah, because look at her crown. She's all blissed out. She's like, do you know it? I know it. So yeah, that's part of the whole thing, I'm looking forward to ceremony. Look, she's all blissed out. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It gets good. So look, that's a beautiful Empress card. Because look, I'm seeing a lot of partners come in, like, and these are with people that anywhere from 4 years to 10. Like, I'm fine. It's not like they're blocked. It's not like they're guarded. Most of the people that come to the table with this, I'm just saying. But it's like, that's what the Venus energy's been about. Like, what are you attracting? What do you want? What are you creating? It's big. Obviously, the Ace of Pentacles here, because, it's going to be like this. It went from the cup to this. And guess who returns? The serpents.
Mm.
Isn't she cute? Thank you, camera. You're letting me go in so I can show off this beautiful artwork that this woman creates. So notice that. So awesome. Notice this single snake here. It's this is appearing because we're going to have all these possibilities. And they feel fun and flowing. Lots of ideas because, oh, look, we can do this. And, oh, we're playing with possibility of what I can live there or I can visit here. Like a lot of movements happening because there's abundance in people's lives or people are more well. Because when I have an Ace of Pentacle here, Pentacles, people think, oh, the material and the gain, but look at this beautiful depiction. I mean, it's a beautiful cave right there. Speaking of bear energy, it's depicted with fire. Well, it's a fire deck. But you see, that's a big boom. Like people don't even know where it's gonna come from. It's gonna just hit the. It's what I'm feeling. But know that it's not material and money's first. It's the temple. It's the body. It's your health and well-being. So that's how come a lot of people are going through this, like, where might not feel well right here. She's upside down, but she's still like going with it. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Well, next door to this is why I went, what? Because look, when you first see it, it went, and I'm thinking I see 4, but I'm like, oh, God, okay. And then it went, oh. Don't ask me what I thought I saw, but maybe you can see it at first, but I'm like, man, that's a good rip. Okay. That's beautiful though.
Yeah.
It's a very unique representation of the Four Swords.
Hmm.
And look at the try whoever. I'm sorry. I'm looking at more than that. Because if you saw what I saw, I go, what the fuck? It's a demon? Is it a lizard? And I'm like, oh, it's not a dinosaur, you know? So if you look at it, you have to look at it. And oh, I don't need no freaking book when I saw it. So it's those lizards that have those crowns in back of them. And he's like piecing out because of, it's a really good representation because they can regenerate their limbs and stuff. And so it's not going to be like hard work driving. There's a different vibe coming in. So I'm watching this one, but that's what we got. There's something coming up. And if you want to do the pick a pile, it's called what you don't see coming. That was the last one I did. That got interesting. Even the one before that was pretty tasty. Because what I'm noticing in the pickup pile, so thank you first before I go on a rant. Thank you, Bear Energy. Any more extras before I go on this rant and close the convo topic? Yeah. I see, because then I already just forgot the rant. So there you go. No, actually, so thank you, Bear Energy, because that very much vibes with what's going on the table.
Mm.
Don't you feel that in your readings?
Oh yeah.
No, this lizard's sweet. But yeah, I'm sure we could go on and on and on and on and on and on. I don't know what the next topic will be here in the creature realms. So if you have a story, read the description below. If you want me to do a live reading with you with one of your creatures, let me know. You can do that as a podcast or topics. Let me know. In the meantime, if you're a TikToker, you can find Miss Shauna Lee here she's a TikToker. Do you do anything else besides TikTok? I'm gonna put
Um,
your
I'm on both TikTok and Instagram underneath Multidimensional Muse.
okay. Well, I'll put the below in this description. Mm.
And thank you so very much for having me on with you. I appreciate that. I had a great time.
Well, that's an awesome story, man. If anything was breeding, I would have thought, well, what the fuck, there's demons, or I would have thought because it's pungent and stuff, right? And I'm like, no, demons smell like that. Like
Yeah.
something dies. Oh, but they can mask it. It can smell like bubble gum and freaking cotton candy, I suppose. Anyways, it was not that. It was a bear. Thank you, Shani. Well, I'll be back soon. You know how to schedule a live one-on-one. I don't do emails. It's one-on-one, so you can see your images, and then I can look into your eyes. You can look into mine. It's a real fun conversation, actually, because I could do it for your creatures, alive or not, or maybe like some of them, may, you know, want to say some things, or you want one just for curiosity, or couples, even for minors. Sometimes it helps them, like from a non-biased. She don't know me. How'd she know? Especially when they come cold to my table, because I wouldn't know. And then the parents come. I ask them, is it okay? Would you like to share with your parents how powerful you are? Anyhow, it's always like really an interesting. Why? Because I believe they all have something to say. Imagine if your cat could talk like us. Yeah, but you know what
Yeah.
she's saying anyhow.
She's got a lot to say already. I can imagine she's human.
But they all do. All right, everybody. That was fun. Thank you, Shawnee. It was awesome. I mean, I love having just chilling with you here. All right. I'll be back soon enough. It's time to open more of the third eye.